Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, in the kitchen yet again. Been a while. Today, I want to show you what I go through to cook breakfast. It may not be pretty, but like I say, it's real, and it's what I have to do every day if I want to continue to eat carnivore while I'm recovering from the stroke. The first thing I want to do is I want to get myself everything I need and get it over there to where I'm going to need it. So I'm going to need eggs, and today I'm making a ground beef and egg omelet. I'm going to need a plate. I'm going to need silverware. And I may have forgotten something, but I'll have to come back and get it. And we'll take this over here. I have this chair sitting here. Whoops. And we'll put that up there. And we'll put the ground beef up there. And we'll put the eggs up there. And I forgot my mixing bowl, which is up here, my measuring cup. And we'll put that over here. And I think I've got enough to get started. What I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here and sit down on this chair. And we're going to turn the burner on and the hood fan. Now, I've pre-cooked some hamburger here, which I found is the best way to do it. If I cook it in the oven like a meatloaf, and I cook it on this thing so that any water that's in the burger actually drains out. And the reason I do that is because I freeze that burger in bigger chunks, and if I don't use it all and it stays uncooked in the fridge, it can spoil. But by cooking it, it can sit in the fridge for a long time, or I can even freeze it after cooking it, and that really keeps it fresh. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take about half of the burger that's in here. It's a little hard, so I'm going to need to cut it. In fact, I'm going to take it out. Hopefully, and notice I'm trying to use my right hand. Put it on the plate. My right hand doesn't work too good, but I try to use it when I can. I'm going to cut. That's where the struggle is, but the more I try to lift my right hand up higher, the better it is. So, I'm going to take this burger, I'm going to cut off a nice chunk of it. And I'm going to throw it in the pan. Let it start to cook. I'll put this back for the next time I do this. There we go. Done with that, put that in the sink. I'm going. Now, I can stand up, pretty well balance myself, not a problem, and I can navigate around the kitchen, either with the walker, or I can just simply walk along the counter here and use the counter, either by leaning on it or holding with my hand to get back to the refrigerator And I'm going to reach over here, take this, and put this away. So, let's walk over here to the refrigerator. Standing in this corner is easy for me, and I do exercises in this corner as well. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and I'm going to navigate myself back over here to where I can crack the eggs, which is really a two-handed operation for me. And down under the sink, I have my garbage bag. And I'll put the eggshells in the garbage bag because I don't put them down my drain. So far, so good. Okay. And while that pan heats up, I'll crack my eggs. And I can use my right hand here as well. Put the eggshells in the garbage bag. I've been practicing this for a couple of weeks since I've been home. And it seems to work pretty good. And my right hand is becoming more and more useful to me every day doing this. I think I'm going to make 5 eggs today. I have been concentrating, just as a point of interest, I've been concentrating on getting more or less omega-6 fats and more omega-3s, trying to increase the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fats, because bacon contains a lot of omega-6s, and I really would rather change that ratio. So I've been making ground beef and eggs every other day, and bacon and eggs every other day. So let's see if we can chop this up. It's still a little cold. But it's starting to soften up as it gets a little warmer. And we're going to just chop this up in smaller chunks. And then as soon as it gets hot, pour the egg in with it. There you go. Now, I did get myself a ground beef chopper, which should make this a little easier. Good little tool, cheap, on Amazon. I'll throw a link to it on my links to stuff I use page on my website, so you can find it on Amazon if you think you might want one of these. They're cheap. It's a handy little tool, but it makes, especially when it's cold like this and got kind of hard, makes it much easier to chop it up. I won't chop it up too small, because I like to have little chunks of the ground beef in the omelet. But we're going to chop it up small enough to where I pour the egg on it. And kind of covers most of it. Ah, that's good. So there you go. Now, I salted the ground beef already when I cooked it in the oven. And I cooked it probably for about an hour at 350 degrees. And when I buy one of these 10-pound packages of tubes of ground beef, I'm going to pre-cook the whole 10 pounds in the oven, cut it into maybe 2 or 3 serving sizes, and go ahead and freeze all but one of those things. And I'll put it in that Tupperware thing and use it from day to day. Now, my friends, the moment you've all been waiting for, and it's not as pretty as it used to be. But, excuse me while I beat my eggs. Left-handed. A little longer this way. Okay, now come over here. Maybe turn this down a little bit. Spread the hamburger out. It's already cooked, so all I gotta do is heat it up a little bit. Put a little salt in the egg. Mix that up. Pour the egg over the burger. Very good, very good. Make sure we got it all mixed in. And let it cook. Come over here. I'm done with this. Yet every day my right hand becomes more and more useful, and I can lift it higher and higher. It's very, very encouraging. Put this back under here. The nice thing about this breakfast is it makes very little mess, very little cleanup. And when I'm done, the pan itself has very little left in it, and I can wipe it out with a paper towel when it cools down. And I only have a very few things. Measuring cup. I have very few things to wash. Wash that later. Rinse out my coffee cup from the live stream this morning. And there you go. Put that over here. So by leaning against the counter, by balancing, just by holding on to something, fortunately, I've regained the strength in both my legs, in my bad leg especially, to be able to stand for quite a while without getting fatigued. The issue is balance. And balance is the reason why I can't walk without touching something or holding on to it. But the things that I have to hold on to, like the walker handle, anything that I can lean against or balance myself, it lets me get around pretty good. So cooking this breakfast isn't a chore that you'd think it would be for somebody that has. For example, I can walk over here this way, put that in the water, we'll wash that later. As long as I'm holding on, my leg is going to work. I can lift my leg up better than I had before. And having a chair here to sit down on, just got to make sure it's behind me when I sit down. Takes a load off, and it lets me cook pretty much anything like this. I can navigate the whole kitchen and cook the egg this way. This recovery, I'm very pleased with the rate at which I'm recovering, and considering it was 6 weeks ago today, only 6 weeks ago, that I actually had this stroke. I never thought by this time that I'd be able to live alone, do everything I needed to do for daily life, get back on YouTube, making videos and doing my live streams, get around my house as easily as I do, phasing out the use of a wheelchair completely, and relying only as much as possible right now on the walkers. I'm going to cut this so I can flip it. Come on. This is the hard part. Flipping these things without making a mess. So I'm trying to do everything with my left hand. I get not used to that. I think I need to cut this a little, break this up a little more. I think I need to stand up and do this. There we go. So, flip it over. Yep. Problem is, the hamburger mixed in makes it want to fall apart. So you can't flip too big a piece at one time. Let's see if I can flip this big piece over here. This is where it gets tricky. Trying to use that right hand. There you go. It is a challenge, but it's doable. Cut this in half. Try to keep it all in the frying pan. That's the challenge. There we go. And the last piece right here. Good. And that's almost done. So we'll turn off the burner. Get ourselves a little paper towel. Uses a napkin when I eat. For the sake of this video, I will just eat right here. Let me wipe a little of this raw egg out of the plate. There we go. And turned off the burner. Turn off the fan. Well, we'll leave the light on. And it's done. It's done. So let me take this and put it on the plate. There you go. As you can see, the pan is fairly clean. Just need to wipe it out with a paper towel. And just clean off the cooktop a little bit. That's fine. Couple little escapees here. And may not be pretty, but it's breakfast with very little mess. Now, I will walk over here. Bring the chair up. Set myself down, and that's a lot of food. I may or may not finish all of this, but it's a good sized meal. And it's a ground beef and egg omelet. Let's give it a taste. Delicious. There you have it, my friends. Didn't take very long. Didn't make much of a mess. A couple minutes of cleanup over at the sink. It's easy for me to stand up, leaning on the sink. And I do this twice a day. Not only is it feed me, but it's great therapy in the process. All of this physical stuff is therapy in recovery. So with that, I hope that this was kind of informative, maybe a little entertaining, and educational as well. So I'm going to eat this while it's hot. Please take the rest of the day off and eat meat. You can go to my website at OldGuyCarnivore.com. On there, I've got a page that says links to stuff I use every day. These links take you to Amazon affiliate links of mine. And when you buy something through these links, it helps support the channel. Here is everything I use, every kitchen tool, gadget, and everything else. If you think, and there's no obligation, but if you think you might want to get some of the stuff that I use in my videos and do this yourself, whether it be food, supplements, kitchen appliances, tools, gadgets, frying pans, whatever, I would really appreciate it. OldGuyCarnivore.com. Links to stuff I use page. Doesn't cost you a dime more, and you're really helping me continue to do what I do.